And we're live. Welcome back, Shifties. Welcome back to Shift the Journey. I'm your host, Tito Amogus. Tonight, we have a special guest. I always say we have a special guest. I think all of my guests are special because we have some kind of connection in some way. But tonight's guest is Lee Trout. If you're on LinkedIn, you're like, Lee, I thought it was Virgil. It's the same guy. It's the same guy. It's like Paul and Saul, Virgil, Lee, Prometheus, Tito. That's me. Did I mean to rhyme that? No, but I did, and here we are. So anyway, hey, the purpose of this show is to talk about our career journeys and to really just get it out there, to anybody who's looking for a career path or looking for a career change, to let you know that there's all kinds of possibilities out there, and everybody's journey is different, and we can't provide a blueprint for your career path, but we can give you evidence that it can happen. And so one of my things that I love to do is to help veterans out. And me being a veteran of the United States Air Force, I had a tough transition to the civilian world. But I wanted to interview more veterans this year. It was one of the reasons why I started anyway. But I wanted to interview more veterans this year. And so I was like, hey, I know some. I know this guy, Lee. We go way back. I don't know, 10 years, 15 years, something like that. We used to go to church together a couple
Yeah,
times,
you want to hit them
actually.
numbers?
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Just
I
for a
didn't have
while.
white I didn't have white hair. I did have no hair, but I had no white hair on my face. I'll tell you that. So anyway, here's Lee Trout. Yay!
Yay!
All right, so Lee, um, I wanted to point out to everybody that I'm in a house. Lee is not, because we're on the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, and he is like over the treetops over here. So that's got
The
to be a
skyline
really
of Biloxi, or
yeah.
after the skyline of Gulfport, Biloxi's
Yeah.
just behind that.
That's got to be crazy to see that every day. So where are you from originally? Tell everybody.
So I was born in Memphis, Tennessee, up until about the age 14. My father passed away, and I picked up another family in Tucson, teenage years, and went through my high school years and graduated in Tucson, Arizona.
Okay.
And then from there, joined the Marines.
Yeah. So when you were growing up, did you have somebody in your life who was in the military who's like, hey, you should join the Marines?
Yes. So my dad was. He
Okay.
he was in the Marines, and I had a grandfather prior to that. And he was in World War II.
Oh, okay.
He had the old garb and pulled out his Foot Locker and got all the old canteens and stuff. And I'm like, wow, that was cool.
Yeah.
He lived it.
Wow.
Oh, but
So did,
he's passed on.
mm. So when you were deciding to join the military, did you have like any clue of what you wanted to do?
No. So I was in kind of a down spot when that came to be. I was my junior year in high school, and I had just lost my father, and was in a new town, and I had that concept of I don't care what happens in life anymore.
Oh yeah.
So I wasn't looking to my future for college or bettering my education or anything. I was just like done. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, join the military.
Mhm.
Well, first I went to the Air Force.
Wait. Yeah. What happened there?
I sat down, talked to the Air Force, and they said all these great things. You're gonna do this, and we'll get you set up, and you're gonna go in open contract. And I'm like, okay, I mean, whatever you need me to do, it's military. Hang on one second. Are you still there?
Yeah.
My screen locked out.
Oh no.
Uh, After I was done with that recruiter on the way out the door, Marine stepped up to me. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm gonna join the military." He's like, "Why are you talking to them?"
That's rude.
I mean, because they're the smart guys, right? They go to college and do that. It's like, you can do it in Marines, and you can look cool too. I was like, "Yeah, I've got family past in the Marines." I said, "Yeah, tell me what you got." So I sat down with him and pretty much signed on that day.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Wow. So some people, that I talk to, namely you. No, we like we were talking in the studio earlier. Some people that I've talked to have had some kind of barriers or whatever, getting into the military. Did that thing with the that we are talking about? Did that happen? Did that I'm gonna fill in. I'm gonna fill everybody in, but I'm just asking. Did that have any kind of barriers to
Yes,
joining?
what you're referring to is a felony charge for
There you go.
killing an endangered species.
Yep.
When I was 15 years old, learning how to drive in Tucson, Arizona, I ran into a saguaro cactus, endangered species. Killed it. Went to court, paid a very hefty fine, uh, and had this charge on uh, my record. Now they cleaned it up. We got it expunged and all that. But when you join the military, don't hide any secrets.
Oh yeah.
So
Background check.
knowing that, you're right. Everybody laughed, of course. Wait, you got a felony for killing a cactus? Yeah, yeah, it's pretty bad. Uh, they're like, unfortunately, okay, so I took a test in boot camp. I took
Yeah.
a Morse code test. And they're like, "Man, you really knocked that out of the park. That was really good. We want you to go into intelligence." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. I've heard intelligence. They do a lot of really great stuff." Unfortunately, you have this felony charge, and
That's
we can't let you in to that classified level of information right now.
oh my gosh.
Oh. So like, okay, but I did really good on tests. What else is there? Like, you good with computers? Yeah, yeah. I have a computer at home. I set up some pretty cool stuff for my church and my community. Yeah, let's do computers.
Yeah.
They put me, so I still signed in as an open contract,
Yeah.
but at the end of boot camp, they signed me to an IT job, an IT MOS.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. So, like, people are commenting on their Chris Anderson, and then Amir. He's like, "That's crazy." He said, "That's the funniest thing." Yes, cactus murderer. Yes,
Yes.
I had to bring it up because I was telling him in the studio that I remember him using it as an object lesson in church, like for youth, right? And I've told young folks, hey, you know, uh, you may think, oh, I'm just gonna do this real quick or whatever, and it's just gonna be fun or whatever. And if you don't have a plan, things could go sideways really quickly. You on like gravel, right? Gravel with a rear wheel drive car. Is that I'm
So
remembering?
they called it a washed out road. It was
Oh no.
washboarded, and because it was washboarded, it caused the back end to fishtail around and
Oh, and you just lost
the,
control and murdered a cactus. That's the craziest
yes,
thing. Yeah.
and it froze. And the, I hit this cactus, and I sit there and I watched it fall and sit down right beside me in the passenger seat of the car. It completely, so the car turned into a taco.
Oh no.
And I froze. I just held onto the tire or the wheel. Dude, I could have died.
Brutal.
How am I still alive? I mean, you heard about how heavy them things are, right?
Yeah.
It's
They're huge.
it's a column of water. Just
Oh
boom.
my gosh. Did you at the time when it happened, did you have any idea of like what the repercussions would be? I mean, you were a kid, I know, but
No, and I figured because I was under the age of 18, it wasn't gonna affect anything.
Oh,
But no, I was 16. I was 16 or 17, but it was enough or close enough
wow.
that it still went on my record.
So then fast forward back to basic and you wanted to get that Intel job, but you ended up getting into computers. Did you find like a love for computers at that point?
Oh, I did. I did. Now I had a love for computers before that. I at home in Tucson, I would break into my sister's phone calls and listen to them and record them. Like, hey, mom, hey, dad, guess what the sister's saying?
Rude.
Very rude. Yeah, we're mean siblings. So that love, I started off with the basics. They taught me good old Windows 3.1 back in the
Wow.
day. Remember? Okay, this is
Oh,
1997.
okay.
So Windows 3.1 had just come out, and I caught into it and just was able. It was like Neo out of the Matrix. I was able to see the ones and zeros.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, this printer won't work. Oh, okay, look, you just no, there it works. How'd you do that? I don't know. You point this to that, and it works.
That's so funny. Man, yeah, it's that's so funny because like so many of us, went in the military and didn't find exactly what we wanted until like later on. That's cool that you found that. And I mean, that sucks that you had to go through that experience, but it was a learning experience and it brought you to, your passion anyway. So hey, it worked. So how long?
And it's a feature in my life. People love hearing it and laughing about it.
Oh my gosh.
I don't mind it now that it's under control and
Yeah.
everything. So I've had so many background checks.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, it's already here. It's in the record. Just read
Yeah.
it.
That's that's so crazy. So, how long did you serve in the Marines?
So a total of 13
Mm.
years. I had a service limitation as an E5. I wasn't able to promote to E6 because I was in a what do they call it, a critical MOS, and I wasn't allowed to go do the B billet stuff that would pad up my record for yeah he's a good fit for promotion.
Mhm.
All that calculated up, and they said you've done your years as a
Yeah.
E5. It's time to go. And there was a lot of people that were kind of ticked off about it, and they wrote letters to the headquarters Marine Corps. Y'all messed up letting this guy go. Like it's the way it crumbled.
Yeah. So, did you have a plan when you were getting out?
No, so I had truly expected to get promoted, so I wasn't planning for
Oh,
it.
wow.
Uh, the results came out in I think it's October when they came out, and my release date, my EAS, was December.
Oh.
So I had that much time to plan to get out
Oh my
from October
gosh.
to December.
Wow.
Man, I looked at my wife. I was like, "Where are we gonna go? Where are you gonna go?" She's like, "My father lives down in Gulfport." I'm like, all right, well, let's go look at it and find a house, see if we like it.
Well,
Wasn't bad.
where were you guys living? Where were you stationed last?
So that was in Quantico,
Oh, okay,
Virginia,
yeah.
at headquarters Marine
Mhm.
Corps.
Yeah.
Like I'm right here,
Oh
promote
my
me.
gosh, yeah. Please. Oh,
Yeah,
man. So then you moved down to
that was my fourth
oh,
job.
wow.
Let's talk about that real
Yeah.
quick. I went through four MOSs. The first one was small computer systems,
Mhm.
and I got good at that. And they're like, "Oh, you want to advance? Cool. Let's go take you to networking." So I went into what was it called? Deployed networking. So I would go out in the field and set up routers and switches for tents,
Wow.
right? That tents. Uh, got really good at that. Someone said that I needed to look at security. I'm like, okay, security. I hear people get paid pretty well doing network security. My screen locked out. Hang on. This is a problem. All right, I'm back. So I changed MLSs into basic network security. Got really good at that. Sent me to Quantico, Virginia, and I went to advanced security. Now that was the critical one. Oh, you're in the super network security role. Yeah. We can't let you go do anything else.
Wow.
But that was a journey, man. Yeah. And the jobs, and I have this vast, what's it called? You know a little bit about everything, but not quite so deep about one thing.
Oh man, I know exactly what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. Oh my goodness.
That helped changing those jobs.
Yeah. So then you moved down to Mississippi. What year was that?
All right, so I got out of the Marine Corps at the beginning of 2010. On the way out, so I didn't have enough time to search for a job.
Yeah.
Right, so I landed here and was like, "What you got?"
Yeah.
I found Sagent. No, it was the training system. I taught Security Plus for about a year and a half to the Air Force.
Okay.
On key Security Plus, about 25 students per class. The class was about 2 weeks long, and I proctored the actual Security Plus exam at the end of that. Wasn't bad. I didn't love it. I kind of liked being an instructor, but it wasn't networking. Security. Yeah. I moved on from there. After 2 years doing that, I joined DHS, Department of Homeland Security. Out here, they have Stennis.
Yeah.
Stennis had a contract for cabling, and I ended up cabling. It was 200 miles. 200 miles of copper cabling between servers.
Wow.
For about 2 years. And yeah, I told my boss, like, I ran 200 miles of cable. No, you didn't. Like, I got it all on a spreadsheet. Look, this 25-foot, all those 25-foot cables add up.
Wait, so go back real quick. When you were an instructor at Keesler, did you, at any time while you were an instructor there, did you go, boy, I really missed out on being in the Air Force?
The Air Force?
Hey,
no.
I was just hey, it's just a question, man. It's just a question.
I will say the Air Force was more relaxed in like their teaching environment, and I had to get told to calm down.
that's yeah.
My voice has changed, so I'm kind of high pitched now and more explanatory in how I talk. When I first went in there, I was like, "Hey, my name is Virgil, and I'm teaching you today about this, and this. Get it?" And they're like, "You can't teach like that." Like, "Oh, girl, we gotta be gentle to the Air Force dude."
Oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. I have no rebuttal for that. But it's so funny. That's so funny. Oh man. So yeah, when I the first recruiter I went to was the Army recruiter, and then I told my cousin, because he's like, hey, he was already in the reserves, but like he was activated at the time, and he's like, hey, you know, what did he tell you? So then I was telling him, he's like, oh, those are lies, you know, or like half truths, right? Which half truth is a lie. And so I ended up, he's like, my cousin's like, you need to go to the Air Force recruiter. So I went to the Air Force recruiter, and you know, the rest was history. But like, never have I once like seen Army and go, Boy, did I miss out. No, I did not. I was just curious if you missed, if you thought, oh, I missed out. But no, it sounds like no, you did not. What a joke. No. So,
Living and the food was absolutely on the other side of the table.
yeah.
Of course, living and the food that you get is just immaculate,
Yeah.
and we got what was left over.
Yep.
So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I hear that all the time. And I tell people all the time about my father in law's story. He was, career Army and uh, National Guard, Army, right? And he went to the first time he went to an Air Force dining facility. He went through the line where you get an omelet, right? And so the cook was like, "How many eggs do you want?" And he's like, "How many eggs do I want?" He's like, "2 or 3." And my father-in-law is like, "You can get 3 eggs?" He's like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "What do you want in here?" "What do you mean, what I want in here?" It's like, it's an omelet, but the cook is like, "We have all these things. You want ham, you want bacon, you want mushrooms, onions, all this stuff." And he's like, "Oh my gosh." And so my father-in-law tells people that like the Air Force has the best dining facilities, which I mean, it's true, but when you're eating that all the time, like you want something else and you go, this is terrible. And then I see other people's dining facilities and I'm like, oh, let me go back to the Air Force dining facility. So anyway, so after you were at Stennis, what was your next role?
after I went back to Keesler
Oh,
underneath another contract, but I taught advanced networking.
okay.
The student had to learn network defense. I taught them how to set up a firewall, basic routing principles, how to sniff for traffic, what to look for, and then how to secure the bad guy away. And did that for another, well, that was about 4 years of that.
Okay. Okay.
I like that one.
Yeah. But then,
And what stopped that was it was just the end of the contract. The contract had ended, and the instructors were pretty much released.
yeah. Oh man. So, how did you find yourself back into like actual, working on stuff instead of like being an instructor?
After that
Oh,
job,
really? Okay.
so I went back to DHS again. The second time I went back, I hired on for an actual network administrator position, not just running the cables. Now I get to actually configure stuff. Uh, they gave me control of a couple of floors, and it was just answering tickets to connect servers to the network, um, optimize the network, make things run faster. Uh, they had a lot of detailed separation with different routing tables and tons of VLANs. Man,
Hmm.
security separation in DHS is very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so then how long were you there?
Let's see, I think I ran that one for another 2 years, and then I went back. No, okay, so COVID.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here's a good story. Good old COVID. There was a scenario that happened at Stennis on during that job that I didn't like how management was handling it, and they kept yelling at the network team that it was our fault. I'm like, no, no, it's not. So I quit.
Hmm.
I quit at the wrong
Yeah.
time. I quit when COVID hit.
Brutal.
Oh, I was stuck without a job for about a year,
Ooh.
searching. And my family is like, we're running out of money, we're running out of money. I was like, I know, I'm trying, I'm trying. Uh, Ended up having to go up to Memphis, Tennessee, from here. Worked for a company called Williams Sonoma.
Oh, yeah.
They do pots,
Yeah.
pans, and label stuff, and they have a is it really a million? They have a large acreage distribution center up there. I think it's 100 acres.
Okay,
It's
that's
very big.
huge.
Uh, with really tall ceilings. I think the ceilings were about 70 foot high, and they had automated forklifts that would go grab stuff off of the shelving and then bring it over to distribution to be packaged out. All of that ran on wireless uh, connectivity, and that was kind of a shock hit to me because everything I did in VHS and prior that was all cable.
Yeah.
Now everything's wireless. Like
Oh,
what? So I picked up wireless there, and then the job market opened back up over here, and another classroom at Keesler
that's
opened up.
hilarious, man. That's so funny.
Yes,
You know,
I came back.
after ghosting the Air Force recruiter, you ended up working at an Air Force base several times.
Yes, teaching airmen all the time.
That's hilarious.
So that job was teaching virtualization.
Okay.
You see how all this is
Yeah.
progressing? Cable, wireless to now
Yeah.
virtual. Virtualization and storage arrays. So hard drives, how to connect them up. Taught them
Oh
VMware,
yeah.
VMware
Hmm.
8.0, and actually ended up getting certified in VMware. Like that was completely left field. Wasn't expecting
Hmm.
that, but
Cool.
and ever since that class, I haven't even had to use that
Uh,
certification. But
it happens. I've been there. Yeah, I've been there. I got for a job that I had, I don't know, like 6 or 7 years ago, I had to get certified as a AWS certified cloud practitioner. And it's like, yeah,
yeah,
your certification is good for like 3 years. I'm like, oh, sweet. Did I ever use it in 3 years? No. And then like
so
5 years later, I finally used it, and I'm like, wow, I'm trying to remember what everything is called, and what everything does.
I have that problem every once in a while. Here, we'll go into an environment and they're like, "Oh, we're running this protocol." I'm like, "Oh, hold on, let me go read the book."
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
I remember doing labs on that, but
Yeah.
let's get working for you.
So, so yeah, your career continues to progress, and you're like having new challenges, taking them head on. That's pretty cool. I don't, man. I guess I didn't remember. Maybe we weren't back yet when you went to Memphis, but yeah, I sometimes the job market goes south, and then I've like thought about, oh, do we need to move? Do we need to do this? Do we need to do that? Um, sometimes you got to, and the best case scenario is to learn something new, which you obviously did. That's pretty cool. Just like hearing
But
how that thing works. Yeah, Williams Sonoma. Every time we would go to, what mall was it? I think it's Opry Mills Mall in Nashville. We always walk by that store, and I'm like, I don't want to go in there. Somebody wants to go in there. Somebody, not me. Want to go look at stuff. Oh, I want to look at these pans. I don't know the difference between pans, man. I'm just, I'm just whatever.
it's got the diamond heads on the bottom.
Oh man, that's funny. So, how long did you work at Williams Sonoma?
So that was just a temporary. It was a nighttime
Oh
job.
wow.
The daytime crew they only had two guys there. Huge facility, just two people, and they wanted to go home at
Yeah.
night. So me and one other guy we did the nighttime and took care of stuff. Uh, about a year. No, it wasn't quite a year. It was maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
It wasn't very long. I want to say you were in Nashville during that
Oh,
time.
okay.
I want to say I caught up with you up there. Like we had a quick meet, and then
No.
it wasn't very long.
Yeah, we moved back here in 2020. Like May 31st, June 1st, 2020.
That's about the right. So 2019. When did COVID hit? Early 2019.
No, March 2020 is when I got sent home, and they're
So
like, "Hey, don't come back till we tell you to come back." And then I never saw my coworkers again. I
yeah,
never saw them again. That was that. Never went
you
home.
got used to
Yeah,
it.
everybody went to different companies, and everybody moved out of town, including me. So, yep. And then, so then, like, what kind of stuff are you doing now to be in that, like, to be in that office where you can see the treetops when it's not nighttime? It's nighttime now, but
Yes.
yeah.
So this is a data center for a hospital, the Gulfport Hospital. Uh, I have a VX LAN. I'm administrating a VX LAN and a wide. It's pretty much a regional area. Stretch up to Lucedale, out to Stone County, as far as Diamond Head. That I have switches and routers in that
Oh,
whole region,
okay.
and just configuring them and dealing with medical
Mhm.
systems. Uh, there's a lot of homegrown applications that's
Oh,
going on there.
yes.
Uh, Philips has their own way of talking, and it doesn't work so well with Cisco and Aruba, and just got to make it
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
But I like
That's
it.
cool.
When I first showed up here, they had some really old systems that I don't know if anyone knows model numbers, but 3750 switches uh, existed in the early 2000s,
Okay.
and we've progressed them up to the next generation of stuff, which is Aruba switches, Aruba Wi-Fi. We actually have a Palo Alto firewall um, that does. They had an ASA 5555. If anybody knows what that is,
No, no, man. You're like, phew, way over my head. I, I,
it's a firewall.
I'm, I'm really good at a certain set of applications, like analytics applications. But when you talk about like hardware, I'm like, this is my laptop. This is where I plug it in, and I have a wireless router. Man, I don't know anything else. That's it. That's it. Yeah, I had to call IT today because I had something going on, and it turns out that I guess I just kicked the plug. So I'm one of those guys. Ah, that hurt me. That hurt me when I realized that. I'm like, oh, I'm one of those people. I was like, oh, well, yeah, no, let me just plug it in. All right. Okay, thanks. Bye. Oh, it was awful. Uh,
I'm that way with Apple Macintosh
yeah.
devices.
Yeah, well,
I really don't want to deal with it. Just plug it in. It works.
yeah.
Oh, it don't work. Call Apple,
Oh,
not
that's
me.
hilarious. That explains why you still have an Android phone. I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. So, man, it's been great having you on the show. Especially, man, I haven't seen you in a while, so it's good having you on the show and hearing about your story. If there's one like piece of advice that you would give to somebody who's like exploring a career change, whether it's out of the military or from one career to another, one industry to another, what is one piece of advice that you give them?
Wow. I guess don't be afraid to start small, and then from there, just study and get the experience. I mean, companies are looking for experience. Even if you like my job at DHS, I just ran cables for about 2 years, but it worked on the experience, networking experience.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna put that in the chat, and it's gonna go to definitely gonna go to YouTube, to my YouTube channel. But don't be afraid to start small. What was the second part?
And then improve from that small job, get the experience.
That's man, that's a really good piece of advice. That's some real wisdom right there.
Really,
Bam. All right, that's gonna be on YouTube until the end of YouTube. I think it's right there. Ah. Oh, let's see.
Oh, it came up for a
Yeah.
second.
Oh, yeah.
That
Because I saw somebody else put something. Is it Chris Garrow? Pastor Chris Garrow. Do not despise humble beginnings. That's true. That's true. That's right.
yes,
Yeah. Here it is. There it is. Wisdom straight from the mouth, from the horse's mouth, from the mouth, whatever, from Lee's mouth, Virgil Trout. Man, I'm all over the place. But listen, it was great to have you on the show, man. I appreciate it. Your your uh, your experience, like your journey, it sounds like it was quite an experience. Um, and yes, that's right. Do not despise humble beginnings. It's in the word. Um,
word.
I
Yeah.
before we go, I want to tell everybody that I'm going to be off next week, but in 2 weeks, which is the 9th of March. 9th of March. Yeah, 9th of March. That's 2 days before I go down to Central America to help lead a worship leaders workshop. Whoop, whoop. I'm going to have Eric Hoffman on the show. Eric and I work together at Cross Country Consulting. He's a cool dude. So tune in and see that one. But Lee, don't go anywhere. I'm going to talk to you in the studio. But everybody else, guys, thanks for tuning in. You guys have a great week. Peace out.